Hey guys, Sundown Rider here. This is going to be my chapter review to My Hero Academia 153, or Boku no Hero Academia 153, Transform. I really liked this chapter. It was really good. I mean, these last few chapters concerning Mirio and the entry of Deku. I can't speak. The entry of Deku and all that. Mirio in general was really dope. But then the whole thing with Sun Eater and all those guys. This whole infiltration arc into the Yakuza, and then obviously the League of Villains being associated with that. This has all been really good for me, and I've really enjoyed it. So my Hero Academia has been doing really well in my eyes. Anyway, I don't know what it's doing like in terms of sales, but the fact that its anime is still going suggests it's doing really well. So let's get into the chapter and let's talk about exactly what I liked about it, and let me know what you guys think as well. So the first bit I actually really liked was I liked the little bit of development we got for Rocklock, and what we assumed, or what we were shown of Rocklock was he's an asshat. You know, he's just one of those guys you don't really like. And in this chapter, we see him first. He talks some sense into the heroes, especially Aizawa, who you can see he's a bit conflicted. He's like, oh shit, if the League of Villains, and I assume you've all read the chapter, so I can talk about it like this. But Aizawa is thinking, oh shit, Razorhead, by the way. He's thinking, oh shit, if the League of Villains is associated with the Yakuza at this moment of time, we don't know how many of the League of Villains are here. This might be an ideal opportunity to an ideal moment to pull out. We're screwed if the League of Villains are here as well as the Yakuza. We were only hoping for, we only planned for the Yakuza. So the heroes are unsure of what to do now. The League of Villains may be involved. And Rocklock, like I said before, he was an asshat, and we didn't know why. And it's because he has a child of his own, and he couldn't see the children of UA as heroes. So basically, he has his own kid, and he's like, I have a child, and these kids that are basically heroes, and they're working in UA, they're studying at UA to become heroes. They're not at the necessary level. They're still kids. They look like my kid. So but now what he's realized is, and he knows that they all, at the very least, possess the qualities of a hero. And he's like, you know what? I gotta sit back on these guys. These guys are legit. They've got the qualities necessary at least. And then obviously whether they have the power or not, we'll leave that up to the teachers to decide. But he knows that they have the qualities at least. So I really liked that bit for Rocklock. It was a nice bit of development. We then come to Toga and Twice, which was we got to see a bit of their conversation. And a little bit I'd like to mention is Manga Stream said, Twice says to Toga, I'm fresh out of ideas, and then he gives an idea. I thought fresh out of ideas meant you ran out of ideas. I'm not sure I speak English, but I've heard that term before, obviously loads of times, but I always thought it meant you'd run out of ideas. And then he goes on to give an idea, so I'm not sure whether they've used that idiom wrong, or whether I've understood it wrong. Let me know what you guys think. So he gives Toga an idea. He's like, first off, they're planning to, or at least they're plotting at the moment to kill, or at least hurt Overhaul in some way, some form. Whether they go after that old man Yakuza and kill him, and then somehow do something. Someone on Reddit said that. I'm not gonna take credit for that. Someone on Reddit said that they might kill old man Yakuza, and I was like, yo, that's actually a good point. They might kill old man Yakuza and then throw him into the middle of the fight between Chisaki, Overhaul, and the heroes. I was like, yo, that would be dope as shit. But I'm not too sure they're gonna do that. So what they're planning at the moment is to let the heroes and the Yakuza beat each other to a pulp, and then they'll kind of just swoop in and be like, hey. And if the situation does arise, I assume they'll kill Overhaul in his weakened state instantly. They'll just beat the shit out of him because they really don't like him. He's become more and more evil as these chapters have gone on. And as Old Man Yakuza said, you're falling off the path of humanity. Don't be that guy. And it seems that Chisaki, in his persistence and in his arrogance of trying to stay on this path, he's basically fallen lower and lower as a human. And what he does at the end of this chapter, you're just like, yo, you have seriously fallen, dude. So I think they'll try and kill Overhaul instantly if they get the chance, Toga and Twice. But what would they do to the heroes? Because the heroes would be in a weakened state as well. And it could very well be that they'll just be like, oh yeah, we owe you one for Irinaka, the rock guy. So they might just very well be like, yeah, we owe you one for that, so we're not going to do anything to you. But the biggest issue is, besides them, if they do kill Old Man Yakuza, anything of that level, the biggest issue is, what if they've planned, and what if they just suddenly on the spur of the moment decided to steal Eri? If they steal Eri and they make it out of that Yakuza base alive, and they take Eri alive and everything, they have a whole shit ton of power in their hands. And considering the types of people that Togata can get together and eventually recruit through that phasing guy. Well, actually, not the phasing guy. Through the shadow guy, he seems to have a whole bunch of connections and stuff, and he's good at talking to people. Eddie would be an immensely powerful being to just have in their possession, an immensely powerful quirk, and that would be dangerous as shit. So I was like, yo, this could turn out in a bunch of different ways, and all of them could be sick. We see Mirio collapsing, while Night Eye marvels at what he's done, and I like that interaction. Night Eye's like he's proud, to hell of Mirio, but he's also shook. He's like, my one student, my best student, and they've put him down to this day. I think in the next few chapters, Night Eye's gonna go ape shit. Night Eye's gotta go ape shit, especially if there's a slip about, oh yeah, Mirio might have lost his quirk. Night Eye is gonna go ape shit, and I kind of want to see that. It's always the calm demeanor guys that you want to see. That you want to see just like totally snap it and lose control. I want to see him lose control and just kick the shit out of everyone. We then see Chrono. We see the first aspect of his quirk, which was unexpectedly a time-based quirk. His name was Chrono. What were you expecting? So he can shoot like a minute hand, and then I assume an hour hand out of his body. Now he's shot it out of his head at this point. I think he can shoot it out of anywhere on his body. But if you're either cut or impaled just being a deeper cut, by the minute hand, your movements are slowed. And I thought, yo, that's pretty cool, because Aizawa now is in a bit of trouble because he's been slowed down. But what about the hour hand? What does the hour hand do? Because he hasn't used that or released that yet. So I was like, alright, maybe it stops your movement, because if you're going by minute and then a longer version is an hour, if a minute slows you down, a longer length of time would be you're pretty much completely stopped, your movement stopped. So maybe the hour hand stops your movement. But what would be more concerning and a little bit more troublesome would be, what if the hour hand could reverse movements? Because then a lot of what the heroes could do, if they don't take out Chrono first, or if they don't get close enough to Chrono to do any damage, he could just reverse all their movements, and that would be a bitch to deal with. So if it has anything to do with reversing movements, his hour hand, it's gonna be an interesting fight. And then we come to the best part of the chapter for everyone, I think, which was the human transmutation. If you've watched Full Metal Alchemist, you know exactly what went down at the end of this chapter. And I felt like this was what the old man Yakuza was talking about when he said, don't fall off the path of humanity, or you're falling off the path of humanity. But then again, I start to doubt it a bit, that maybe he wasn't talking about that, but he must have meant that the path that Chisaki, or Overhaul, was taking at that moment in time would lead him down towards something that would lead to this. So, that ideology, that way of thinking is going to get you in a lot of trouble, is basically what I think he was trying to say. And specifically what Chisaki was probably mentioning to him, he was like, oh, if we're going to go down that line, someone's going to do something stupid, and it's going to lead to something like this. And Chisaki's the one who did it. So I really liked the human trans. It looked spunky as hell. He looks as vile and as evil as you can get. His beak's almost come to life. He's got these like shadowy rock combined hands, and he's darkened his arms. He looks like almost Haki, but he's sharpened off, and he looks amazing. It's almost like very reptilian type features in terms of sharpened claws, and almost like a bird in terms of their claws and stuff like that. It looks really cool. And then the other point I want to make is, does Chisaki actually gain, because he fuses with Nemoto, Fusion Hat, and does he gain Nemoto's quirk? Has he essentially killed, or actually that's the other thing, has he gained Nemoto's quirk, and has he killed Nemoto with his fusion? So I don't think, I kind of hope he has gained Nemoto's quirk, but it's probably going to be useless at this point in time, because it would have been better if it was Chrono. In terms of, if he'd fused with Chrono, then he would have time control with those arrows, with the minute hand and the hour hand, and then he'd have his whole deconstruction, reconstruction ability. So that would be dope if he fused with Chrono. But Nemoto, what's he going to do? Get people to confess while he's trying to kill them? That's not going to affect him at this moment in time. Well, if it does, it'd be a bit far-fetched, but they're currently gonna put the hero's gonna put their all into defeating Chisaki, and they're not going to give a shit about what their confessions are at this moment in time. The other thing is, like I said, has he killed Nemoto? What would happen if he defused at this moment in time? Would Nemoto still be alive? Is his consciousness still intact, or has he killed Nemoto through his deconstruction and then just fused all his parts with him and made himself stronger? That sounds like the likely option, as in he killed Nemoto, used his body as as parts to add on to himself, kind of when Optimus used all those parts in the movie and he could fly and shit like that. And if he's done that, that's exactly what Old Man Yakuza was saying. Don't fall off the path of humanity. And this guy, he's straight up gone the most evil character in My Hero Academia, easy. And then I said before, it would be cool if he fused with Chrono. Can he fuse with Chrono at this moment in time with his current state in terms of he's fused already? Can he add to that? There's no reason why he shouldn't be able to, but maybe there are limitations to his quirk. So that was really cool, and I was like, yo, this is going to get really, really intense real quick. So I enjoyed that chapter. Deku and Aizawa are going to have a real hard time, and I'm hoping Naitai goes apeshit. Just, seeing Mirio in that state, I'm hoping he's like, you know what, I got to kick some ass right now, because we know he's a good fighter as well. So let me know what you guys think or thought. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I will see you guys, what's the next chapter that comes out? Whenever the next chapter comes out.